Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1613. I forgot it's Friday. We'll see. We might play Name That Player today. We'll see. I do have a few things, quite a few things that I want to talk about today. So I don't know if we'll get to Name That Player. It's a busy day for me. I did 3 live streams yesterday on eBay Live. Tomorrow is the big Madison Card Show at the Alliant Energy Center. I've got to tour Dane County today. I've got to run to the bank to get money for admission for change. I've got to run to Cross Plains to pick up our vendor badges, and then up to DeForest to go to the card shop, maybe buy a hobby box of Topps basketball and pick up coupons. Tomorrow is the Madison Card Show, Alliant Energy Center. They do charge $8 parking. They do not accept cash at the parking gate. Admission is $5. That's cash only. Just the way it is. But with your $5 admission, kids 12 and under, by the way, are free. With your $5 admission, you receive a $5 coupon to use at Bonsai Cards and Collectibles in DeForest, either tomorrow or Sunday, in-store only. So you get your $5 back by going into Bonsai. So that's tomorrow. 250 tables sold out. A mix of both Pokemon and sports, about half and half, actually. So I'm looking to buy. Got some cash yesterday, so I'll use that for some liquid eBay Live inventory. I sold off some junk, which you can see in my title. I sold off most of my storage unit yesterday, and I may finish it off by the end of next week. So we will see. I may be storage unitless this time next week. That's actually, that kind of feels nice. So I'll talk about that and talk about my whole storage unit strategy and what's changed in the last 6 months. My wife's like, why don't you just sell your storage unit? And that way you don't have to make that payment. I'm like, it's $160 a month. And then I always have, but then all of a sudden it's getting overwhelming with, not only am I filling that up, but my basement's filled up. It's like, all right, this is getting out of control. I need to stop this. Shane to the rescue. And I credit Shane. So my wife owes you a steak. My wife owes Shane a steak dinner for helping put this in motion and getting rid of 500,000 cards this week, or at least. He had a van, filled up a freaking van. I know I can fit 300,000 in my mid-size SUV. So probably, and a lot of the storage, there's almost 1 million cards in that storage unit. So I'm sure there was 500,000 cards stuffed into that van. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. I want to talk about Topps basketball. We talked about the Madison Card Show tomorrow, and we'll talk about eBay Live. I did 3 eBay Live streams. If we get some time, we might do Name That Player today. So what do I want to hit first? I'll touch on eBay Live. I'll touch on some of the weirdness weirdness that's been going on eBay all week. And I would assume most people have now been affected by the glitches and just random weirdness on eBay, specifically on eBay Live. I don't know if it's been happening on the core. I'm not dealing with core that much. I'm still in the seller hub every day, but my seller hub has been working, with the exception of Wednesday morning. My seller hub was only partially working, and that's what led to the, and then all of a sudden the issues on Wednesday night. Seemed like there were still some issues last night, both from what people were commenting as well as, and in other streams, because I was keeping a close eye on other streams last night as well. But also in terms of just wonky viewership numbers. Now Thursday night, it's tough for me to gauge because I'm running a wrestling show on Thursday nights, which is a very niche category, but I'm trying to build it. And, I was not having fun with it last night. It's like, okay, when there's only 8 people in the room and it's like everything's going dollar here, and it's like, well, I can't run good stuff. There's not people in the room. So I really appreciate the 8 that were in the room most of the night. But at the same time, it's like, God, this is just, you want a reward, and all right, I threw a couple autographs up. And some other stuff went well, but it's just like, let's just try this another day. So we're going to see. It seems like my wrestling nights have regressed since I started the first night, because it was the first night was like an event, and it's like, ooh, it's new, it's shiny. Like, go to a small town in the Midwest, and when Arby's opens up, they've got to have police directing traffic, because everybody, ooh, it's Arby's, and there's a fucking Arby's in every mid-size and above city. But when a town gets a new Arby's, or insert different fast food franchise name, it's insane traffic. So I use Arby's as an example because I was working in radio, and again, small market radio, your news coverage is breaking news. Macomb Police Department sent out to East Jackson Street for parking detail because the new Arby's grand opening is causing a scene. That really happened. So I think that first wrestling night was like, because I saw a lot of people entering the room in the chat, they're not interested in wrestling cards, but they wanted to see, what is this all about? And when you get that, this is kind of goes along with the lines of, I need to stay away until eBay gets more and more live viewers and bidders and buyers into these streams. And that's also part of the seller's job as well. But the niche, not only niche, but just what's the word? Themes is rough. And I've seen that throughout. I ran a Cubs only show. I've run the wrestling nights. I've run set breaks. Although the set breaks did really well. I've done Pack-a-Palooza, and the common thread is, it's fun. It's a theme. I don't see many new viewers entering these theme shows. It's basically everybody else, and it's cut down. It's cut in half, essentially. Like, say you average 30 in an eBay Live. I'm seeing like 15 on average in my theme shows. And some of those 15 probably aren't interested, especially in wrestling, not interested. So it's this give and take. But yeah, what I saw last night was just, even for a Thursday night, which usually we're starting to ramp up on Thursday night, in terms of viewers and bidders going into the weekend, and then the weekend's just off the hook. But last night, even and again, wrestling is niche. My numbers are usually down, but they were down. I think last week I was averaging maybe 15 to 20 in my stream. Last night it was like 8 to 12, which isn't terrible, but that's the difference between $, and $3. Finn Balor last week that was selling for 20, which shouldn't have sold for 20 in the first place, was selling for $1. And a couple of examples last night, the Undertaker rookie, which I think the last sold was $35, the 1991 Classic Undertaker rookie. I think the last sold was $35 when I looked it up. Sold for $10. And I'm like, I'm not starting this at $1. I'll start it at 10. And it sold for 10. I did sell one autograph, Tommaso Ciampa autograph. I think that sold for like what I paid for it. So that's okay. Because I knew the autographs that I bought, I knew, like the headbangers, it's like, ooh, this is going to be tough. Some of the other stuff, when I went back and looked to see how much I paid for it, it's like, ooh, that's going to be tough. And Bailey was one. Bailey, it was a patch auto, I think. I paid $36. It sold for $25. So 24 maybe. I can't remember. But and that's okay. I understand. Like, here's the thing. Yes, I lost on, well, I didn't really lose on the Undertaker because that was part of a bulk buy, which I got a steal on that collection. It's been tough to move on wrestling night, surprisingly. It's like, that's what's fun. And here's the difference. The first 2 weeks, I think I've ran 4 of them now. The first 2 weeks, I didn't have enough 80s and 90s wrestling. And maybe that's why those people haven't come back. Yeah, he doesn't have any Hogan. He doesn't have Macho Man, no Undertaker. And all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks, everybody wants modern. And all of this is modern. And then, small boxes in the back are, the 80s stuff. So, and I'll run a Hogan 87 tops and it sells for $2. The Bret Hart rookie sold for, I think I started at $5. It sold for $5. I think it's about a $10 card, so not crazy. But, I looked around and it was bizarre. And a couple people in the chat mentioned they were having issues. 2 different people. Again, I had 8 people, I think, in the room. 2 of them couldn't bid. So if you have those 2 people bidding, it only takes 2 to tango. So I think the eBay issues were still affecting me last night, at least. And I went and I looked because I'm like, this is really bizarre. Like, it's just been a really low viewership, even for wrestling. And I looked at other streams and like Baseball Card Exchange, who, by the way, will be at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. I'm excited to see Billy. Baseball Card Exchange will have a booth. They'll be right next to, in the atrium, right next to Real Breaks. So come out and see Baseball Card Exchange. They've set up a couple times. Usually they've come, when they've come to the hotel shows, they've set up like one table and they've had like a showcase. They were there mostly to buy, but they'll have a whole entire booth in the atrium. They will be buying as well. They'll also be accepting, if you have sealed wax to get wrapped, they will accept that as well. So Baseball Card Exchange, excited to have them back at the show. So their live stream last night had 8 people in the room. I'm like, wow, this is like Baseball Card Exchange. ComC had like 11 in the room last night. I'm like, what is going on? Like in the sports singles category, and I've been keeping track. Because I need to create a spreadsheet for this because I love spreadsheets. So Wednesday night at 7:30 Central, there were 245 viewers across 11 eBay live streams in the sports singles category. Last night at 9 p.m., 238 viewers in 12 streams. And in almost 100 of those viewers were in one stream, and it wasn't even cards. It was autographed jerseys. I think it's Primetime Framing, I think. So they run like autographed helmets, jerseys. So I don't think there's a category. I don't think there's a category that fits what they're doing. So they're just kind of in the sports singles category. So Cooter brings up a great point. I don't think the push notifications are working. And I say that because when I started the stream, nobody showed up. And usually when I start a stream, it's like, boom. And sometimes it could be like it could be an accidental click. Like, you're on your phone, you're scrolling on your phone and you get a push notification from eBay, like, hey, 1 million Cubs is live. You may just accidentally push it and then exit out. But I can see that, I can see the people entering the room and, and you'll see like, I'll see within the first minute, there's 22 total viewers, but there's only 9 people in the room. Could be accidental clicks, could be just like, oh, there's nothing going on yet. I'll come back later, all that stuff. But yes, Cooter, I don't think there were any push notifications going out, at least last night. Now I had much better success during my daytime stream. I can't access the numbers. I have to wait like 4 days, I think, before they show up. But yeah, I don't think there were any push notifications going out. So I'm going to email my rep and just follow up and see, hey, there's still some wonky stuff going on. Viewership numbers are really low. There's definitely something still happening on the back end within eBay. So that's the bad. The good was I had an amazing stream during the morning. I probably had double and at some points maybe even triple the amount of viewers at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. yesterday than I did last night during prime time, which is awesome. And, I ran junk slabs. I don't have any, but I ran like just stuff like, this is probably going to go on my PC. Mark Pryor, 2001 Donruss Elite, numbered out of 1,000. Graded by Global GAI. But like these are not slabs that I run, but this gives you an idea. 93 finest Palmero and an 8. Sean Hill, like crap like this. And this stuff was moving for $2 or $3. And you're like, well, if you have 99 cents shipping, you're losing money. But most of the people were buying multiple slabs. So, that matches up, and they're buying enough to pay for shipping. So Project 2020, I think I sold 4 or 5 Project 2020. I think the one went for $10, maybe 12. A couple of them went for like 6 to 8. Project 2020, I think Shane assessed like a 50 cent, 75 cent trade value on those. So win-win. Basically this was free. Now, for tax purposes, I'm attaching a however that works. I don't know. I'll submit it to my accountant and he can do that. That's what he's paid for. That's what he's got a degree for and takes classes for and studies law for, tax law or whatever it is. But so I'll let him take care of that. But there's a trade value assessed, so I've got that in my expenses. But for me, it's like that's like zero expense because there was no cash outlay. So that was a healthy stream, which, collectively I did 3 streams yesterday. While my basketball stream in the afternoon was disappointing, my wrestling stream last night was disappointing. I was thrilled with my daytime stream. And then on top of that, I empty out most of my storage unit and make $1,000 cash selling garbage. So yesterday was a win-win, even with a couple down streams last night. So yeah, daytime stream went great. I had probably what I would call average viewership for a daytime stream. I think it was a little slow. If I remember, it was a little slow off the bat, getting started, but people found me. So that's good. So I sold, there were a couple things. Shane texted me. He was watching. He said that there was a Randy Moss rookie that I guess was a short print, and it was an 8.5, I think. And he said it sold for like $35, I think. And I'm like, maybe 28. I can't remember, but say $30, which I was really happy with. And he's like, that sold for about what it should have. And I'm like, really? Like I expected it to sell for half. I like, it's probably going to go for 15 on a Thursday or Thursday morning. Like, that's one of those things where it's, had I known it was worth 30, 35, I wouldn't have ran it on a Thursday morning. I would have saved it for the weekend. Not something I probably would list as a buy it now, but I definitely would have waited for a more prime time spot. But hey, you can't run all junk, I guess. So I ran a lot of stuff that got in trade. Ran some of the stuff that I got from Wally last Friday. A CD Lamb base rookie sold for $32 at like 11 a.m. on a Thursday. So that's, hey, you sell an Undertaker rookie for a third of comps, but then you sell a CD Lamb rookie for 32x. So you win some, you lose some. So yeah, it was a highly productive day. I took Ernie off to daycare, and then I had a call with, actually I had a couple calls yesterday morning. My buddy Justin, who founded and runs Rabbit Hole Auctions, which just their inaugural auction just concluded. I did, by the way, buy 6, I think, Mickey Mantles. One I'm going to keep. The other 5 I'll sprinkle throughout my eBay live streams. And I think I probably overpaid for them. I didn't even look at comps. I just put like, this is what I think that, I think this is what I think I can make back. And I might not get it back, but it's a carrot to dangle. But one of them is a 1962 Topps All-Star, which was my very first vintage card. I got it when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And it was given to me by my brother, my older brother, who was a big collector back in the day. I've tried to get him back into it multiple times over the years, and he's just like, he's a gearhead and fixes shit stuff, like completely opposite of me. And he did. So his business partner ran a LCS back in the early 90s. And so he's reached out to me a couple times like, hey, I've got this Jordan rookie. Should I sell it? Which I should reach out and be like, hey, the Jordan market's on fire right now. Think about selling this. And in fact, now it's like he's asked me a couple times over the years, would you be interested in buying my stuff? I followed up with him this summer. I'm like, hey, if you're looking to sell, let me know. And he didn't respond. I told my brother, I'm like, hey, I told him to reach out. And he's like, all right, I'll talk to him. My brother forgot. I know he did. So he's kind of gotten back, and he's messaged me a few times over, the last couple of years since COVID, the last 5 years. And he's like, I got all this stuff. And I'm like, especially 5 years ago, I'm like, sell the Jordan now. It's come down from the prices you've seen during Last Dance era, but still sell now because the prices are going to drop, and who knows, what the future holds, but they're starting to come back crazy. So my brother gave me the 62 Tops mantle for keeping my room clean. I don't know if you can imagine that I was messy as a kid, and I may have had cards on the floor as a kid, like my bedroom floor. My mom and dad could not. My mom and dad were pretty passive. They were pretty passive. I think I was grounded one time in fourth grade, I believe, for bad grades. If they grounded me, I mean, but the thing is, like, this was my bedroom looked like that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll stay in my bedroom all week. Are you kidding me? So it would have backfired. My room would have been twice as messy. So I think I kept my room clean for like 2 weeks, and then it was a disaster. Like 2 weeks out of my entire childhood, my room was clean because I got a 1962 Topps Mickey Mantle All-Star card. And then college came along, and I didn't give a shit about cards. So we're talking probably 2002, 2003. I had better things to do. I had needed to buy beer, and I sold the 62 mantle on eBay back in the early 2000s. And it's one of those things where it's kind of like the Earl Cunningham, where it's like, it's a pretty common card. And I'm sentimental, but I'm not like that. It's like, I have to go, who knows where in the hell. I mean, that card probably changed hand 1,000 times. It's a common card. It's not like it's serial numbered, so you can't track it down. Doesn't have a VIN number. So I didn't even think about this, but as I'm bidding on the Mickey Mantles, and so Justin and I are texting back and forth during the close and the this Monday, and he's kind of we're telling stories back. I don't know, stories back and forth. Anyway, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I bought 6 mantles. I wonder if the All-Star, because I know the 58, I think the 58, there was a 58 All-Star that I bought. I think it was in a 4 too. Thanks, Mark. Where's Mark Fishman at? Thanks, Mark, for putting this idea in my head. But I'm glad I did it. So I looked in 62 All-Star. I'm like, oh, I've got to keep that. So it's sentimental, where it's not the exact card that I got as a kid, but it's the same. Kind of like my Earl Cunningham. I've got a 90 score Earl Cunningham signed in blue Sharpie, just like I did back in 1990 when Earl signed one for me at the Knights of Columbus in Kewanee, Illinois, at a card show when he was playing for the Peoria Chiefs. It's not the exact same card, but it's a 90 score signed in blue Sharpie, part of my collection. So I'll put that in my showcase. So that's kind of a fun little. So I had Justin and I had a call yesterday morning, and then out of the blue, Chris from the Singles Club called me, and we were just talking about how crazy things are right now, and they're I don't want to reveal too much information, but they did the slab sale at the National this year. They will be doing another slab sale next year at the National, which I was thrilled about because I bought 5 shoe boxes of slabs And I told him, I'm like, live selling, man, it's crazy. All 5 of those shoe boxes of slabs I bought from you, gone in less than a week. So he's like, well, you'll be happy that we'll have them again next year. So he had a card show question for me. So we had a nice little chat, and then I went live. A little pop-up show, which ended up doing great. My buyers for the storage unit texted me, and they're like, we're 10 minutes out. I'm like, shit. So I had to wrap up. I had to go in turbo mode at the end. Didn't eat breakfast, didn't eat lunch, grabbed a granola bar or something on the way out the door, headed to the storage unit. And then Gem City Card Show sent me the guy's loading up, and so I told basically what I did for yesterday's deal. Opened the storage unit, and we had kind of prearranged the deal the night before. The funny thing was Wednesday night, I think I told the story yesterday, but Wednesday night, the guy that reached out, we did a deal I filled my SUV. He paid for delivery charge, and I took it up to like Oshkosh or Appleton. And this was like 5 years ago. And so he reached out, and he's like, hey, we did this deal. He's like, my business partner is going to be coming through Madison. Do you still have these available? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, we've got a van. Like, what would you want for that? I'm like, you can fill the whole van up for $1,000. Like, I know I've got a mid-size SUV. I can fit 300,000. If I fill every nook and cranny, I can fit 300,000 cards in my SUV. So you can do some damage. And he's like, how about 750? And I'm like, I'm firm at 1,000. But again, you can fill every nook and cranny. Like, you can take whatever you want out of that storage unit and fill that van, every nook and cranny, for $1,000. And they actually didn't. They weighed it down. Just one guy. He's like, I better stop. I don't want to put too much more weight in here. So I've still got a little bit left. And he's like, if you still have, if you have more, he's like, I'll do another deal next week. So I'm like, yeah, my basement's full still. So, I'll, if we can make it like the end of next week, gives me a little time to get more stuff in here, and go through some stuff that I have. So, I was happy. So Gem City Card Show had messaged me on Twitter and said that, something about the new Topps basketball. So yesterday was released, and I talked yesterday morning about, maybe I'll go to the LCS to pick up those coupons, and I'll buy a hobby box of Topps basketball. Well, I don't know if the coupons were in, and I had all this other stuff going on. So I'm like, I'll just wait till Friday, because I want to run to the bank. I want to go pick up the vendor badges. I just want to kind of set Friday aside for all of the card show stuff. And Friday is just focused on Madison Card Show. And so I'm like, Target is literally across the street from my storage unit. So I'm like, I'll hit up Target's right across the street on my way home. And so Brian goes, you can check GameStop too. I'm like, that's perfect, because GameStop is literally in front of Target. What sucks is I could have literally walked. It would have been a little, I don't think it's safe to walk across that, because it's Mineral Point Road. It's a lot of traffic, but I could have literally walked. I mean, it would have been a 5-minute walk from my storage unit. So after we got the deal done, I went to GameStop first. Because typically the Target was stocked, I think, yesterday. I saw it in a Pokemon group. Yes, I'm in a Pokemon group on a Wisconsin Pokemon group on Facebook. And somebody had posted that store was being restocked yesterday or 2 days ago. But this wasn't released until yesterday. I don't know if they follow the rules at Target or not on those releases. But I'm like, I'm going to go to GameStop first, check it out. I walked in. They're like, how can I help you? I'm like, do you have any basketball cards? And they're like, yeah, actually, we got a whole bunch. And I look, the wall filled with 2025, 26 Topps basketball. I'm like, holy crap. So I'm like, do you have a limit on purchases? And the guy looked at me like I was an alien, and he'd never heard that question before. And he's like, he just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy like 50, but like, can I buy like 5 or 6 of, each box? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. And so I bought that. He's like, what's your phone number for rewards or whatever? And I'm like, and he's like, oh, you don't have a rewards count with us? And I'm like, this is the first time I've ever been into a GameStop. And he's like, well, actually, this location is going to be turning into like a card shop. And I'm like, really? Like, and I guess this is what GameStop is doing. They're going to be like, they're kind of transitioning and focusing more on sports cards instead of games, I guess. So he's like, well, it wasn't going to save me any money. I think if you bought like last year's, like the shitty tops that nobody wants at 50% anyway, you bought one, you got the next one for 50% off. He's like, it would have saved you like $9. That's for like reward members only. It would have saved you like $9 if you bought the same amount in that product. And I'm like, well, I don't want that product. I'm like, maybe I'll sign up next time whenever there's a deal, because it's a pay, like you have to pay like $25 a year for this. And it's like right now I don't see the value. Like literally, this is the first time I've ever been into a GameStop that I can remember. I'm not a video game person, so like maybe 25 years ago I stopped in for like a PlayStation game. I don't know, but so I bought 5 blasters and 4 hanger boxes. And so I did a pop-up stream when I got home. So I ended a stream, went and sold a storage unit, picked up some basketball cards, came home, did a live stream. And then I did another 3rd live stream last night for wrestling. So I pulled out of 5 blasters and 4 hanger boxes. I pulled 4 Cooper flags. So this one I have not sold yet. I'm going to save this for Sunday. Power Players insert. And then 8-bit ballers. Cooper flag. I pulled a autograph numbered to 50. I think the orange out of 25 of this player sold for 75. So I think I'm going to get that listed as a buy it now. Just because I could probably take by Sunday. There's going to be so much of this out. 8-bit ballers Wemby. I'll run that Sunday. The base card did not even get a bid. There's the Wemby base card, my new favorite player. Ace Bailey on the Clutch City Prospects. Let's see. Oh, and I got 1 VJ Edgecomb. Come on, VJ, where you at? And it's insert. I don't think I pulled any base VJ Edgecomb. So that's the VJ Edgecomb. He's obviously super hot right now. Somebody goes, do you have any VJ? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like first player since Wilt Chamberlain to the highest points since Wilt Chamberlain. And the guy goes, shh, trying to get one over. Yeah, look who sits on the board. It's is it Mr. Rubin? So I'm going to save those. I might pick up a hobby box today at the card shop. We'll see. But it was fun. It was really fun to open tops. When I saw the design, and here's the base design. When I saw the design online, I'm like, that's ugly. It's the same as baseball. It's boring. But actually, it's just like Topps baseball. I do the same thing. It's like, oh, that's cool design. It's like, it's Topps. It's boring. But then when you open that first pack, it's like, oh, this is awesome. By the way, the first card I pulled was a Spur. So that's just, I'm a Spurs fan. Here I am in black. We're rocking. I just need to put a Spurs sticker on my shirt. So it was fun. And then when nothing was selling on eBay Live, now again, I'm on at like 4:00 on a Thursday afternoon. Not exactly prime time for live selling, especially when eBay's having all these issues. So, stuff wasn't selling. So I think I had 100 or 150 auctions set to go, and like nothing was moving. It was hardly anybody was in the room. So it was, I moved some stuff. Some stuff went for, I was selling like base commons for $1 each. So that was nice. Most of the stuff was probably underselling what it would have went for, but I'm selling it instantly. And, I did not recoup my investment. The autograph, that'll help me get closer. I think it was $180 total on what I bought. Blasters were $25, hanger boxes, I think $13, $12.99. So, So I'll get back to break even. And it was fun. It was not like, this was not a purchase that I need to make money on. Like, this was just a fun, like, basketball. It's the first release day. Basketball Tops has the license back. So it was one of those things. So I think I did just under $100 in an hour, which is not good. But it was a $180 purchase, and I'll get some of that money. The Coopers and the autograph and the VJ Edgecomb, that should help get close to break even at least. So I'm down to a little bit left in the storage unit. Sold a bunch of that. So here's my thought process. Thank you, Sunflower. I don't know if he's in the chat this morning. Nat Turner sits on the board. There you go. I knew it was one or the other. So my thought process 6 months ago, there's like, no way I'm getting rid of my storage unit. And now it's like, what do I need my storage? Like, I'm not buying bulk. I'm not buying Goodwill pallets. I'm not buying quarter box closeouts. That's just not what I'm doing now. So it's like $160 a month, which is, it's like, hey, thank you, Sunflower. Appreciate it. So it's one of those things where it's dead money. Like, yeah, it's nice to go and like, hey, meet me at the storage unit. But if I don't have bulk, I don't have bulk to sell. I don't need if I'm not moving anything out of it. And most months I don't sell anything out of it, especially coming up this winter. I'm not going to do anything out of it. So, my thought is get everything else that I need out of my basement. And that frees up a lot of space. I can actually get like my Cubs. I can actually do something with my Cubs. And I can actually have a system in place and be efficient, which is kind of nice. So hopefully these guys come back for more and finish off my storage unit. And then I can cut the cord on the storage unit, save that $160, buy that's 5 blasters and 4 hanger boxes almost a month. Save that money and put it elsewhere, and not have to worry about bulk, which is kind of nice. Now, am I still going to have at least a million cards with all my Cubs? But I'll probably still have a decent chunk of cards. So it's kind of like a new chapter, and it's like, well, and here's the thing with the storage unit, if I happen to buy bulk, or it's like, oh, I'm buying this 5 million card collection, I can just go back and rent a storage unit again. It's not like same with eBay. Like, well, if live selling doesn't work out, I've still got my scanner. And if I didn't, I could go buy a scanner. I can scan. I've got, I think I'm still subscribed to the lowest version of Card Dealer Pro, which I should probably just cancel altogether now. Cause I haven't used it in 6 months. I can redo that. I can put cards on eBay, buy it now. It's not like it's something that I can't just flip a switch and do again. So that's my thought process. All right, let's go to the chat. It's been 40 minutes. Gem City, good morning. Happy Madison Card Show weekend. Tomorrow, Alliant Energy Center, 9 to 5 hours, 250 dealer tables, half Pokemon, half sports. $8 for parking, $5 admission. $5 admission also gets you a coupon for $5 off at Bonsai Cards and Collectibles in DeForest. Can be used in store only Saturday or Sunday. So get a little money back there. Tracy, good morning. Unicorn Cupcakes in the house. Good morning. Gem City says soon you will have an office and warehouse. Well, hopefully I'm downsizing. Hot Dish Hits. What's going on? I use Card Dealer Pro and listings have been delayed. Well, that's no good. Gem City says Arby's. They have the meat. East Coast Tom in the house. Off to Omaha we go. Good luck with the show. Thank you, sir. So you will have, speaking of that, you will have a different face, a different director of dealer relations this weekend. Cameron will be in the place of Tom tomorrow. So for dealers, you get to meet a new face. Cody's in the house. Good morning. Is it the weekend yet? Cody, I'll be heading to Cross Plains later today. Pick up those vendor badges. Michael Renicky. You'll see Michael Renicky tomorrow at the Madison Card Show. Michael, by the way, did you receive the email? I just want to make sure. I know usually I get some responses to the email. I don't know if I got any replies to the email. Although I did get a couple like random messages after, so I think those did go out. I think everybody should have got them. Cooter, can't join a live if you can't see it. Yeah, hopefully that gets fixed very soon, like now soon. Happy Friday, Peter. Rock Latex says prior elite out of 1,000, just 556 exist because those were redemptions. Really? Where'd I put that? Here's what he's talking about. Interesting. Well, this is going to stay in my PC. Red Light says, good morning. D Number Chaser, what's going on? Max, he's in a Pokemon group. Max knows I'm in the Wisconsin Pokemon group. I'm just a lurker. Best value of any retail rewards out there. Are you talking GameStop? Zach says, good morning. Smash that like button and subscribe. You do realize why GameStop is pivoting to cards, right? Look who sits on the board. Nat Turner, but might as well be the invisible hand. I'm sure he has his own pair of x-ray glasses. Sunflower was buying all the singles, and he says it was fun. Red Light says, not buying bulk anymore. Stop throwing cards away. Hey, I will say I haven't thrown any cards away yet this week. Sunflower says, really impressed with everything you moved this week. A lot of hustle will surely pay off. I hope so. Max says, are units that available down by you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's actually in the storage place that I'm part of, like there's a bunch of like storage because you can tell they don't have the padlocks on them. There's a ton. They just have the little wire thing. There's quite a few empty storage units in the complex that I'm in. David says parent-teacher conferences today at BPC. Ooh, that sounds fun. Dave Arnold in the house. Cody says time for a real office. No way. No way. I don't want that overhead. Rock Latex says I see cases of Topps basketball hobby is over 3K now. 4K for jumbo. Holy cow. So what's a hobby box? Like I thought a hobby box was only like $250. Tracy says, maybe I won't, depending on the price of a hobby box today. We'll see. Tracy says, end of Q1 today for us. PTC coming soon. Love how students wait to the end to be concerned about their grades. Hey, I'm not surprised by that because I was one of those students. Max says, I don't care who is in any group unless they cause harm. Plenty to go around. It's not like sports. I think almost everything up by us is full and tons being built. Yeah, we do have a lot of storage units going up. In fact, there was a big unit went up in my old neighborhood just down the street from our last house. A lot of toy storage, though, too. So that's what I had for today. I don't have anything ready for Name That Player, so we're just going to take another week off from Name That Player. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. My next eBay Live will be Sunday. Goon Collector says, if you live in a house and have the space, why not build one of those large sheds that they sell at like Home Depot that you can use for storage? We cannot do that. HOA says no. But I have a big basement, so I have no need for that. Max says, units are definitely a huge positive and don't have to be passive dead income, though. Completely disagree with that. For me, it was. And so, I don't know if you're using yours as like an office, but, for me, like, yeah, I'm doing some deals out of it, but it's just not worth, I'm not doing $165 a month in deals. And I'm not moving. Like, I don't do bulk. Like, you move a lot of bulk. I don't move bulk. Like, it's hard to move bulk in sports cards. It is not easy. And frankly, I don't like doing it because it's heavy. It's a lot. You got to move a lot of like, fuck this. I don't want to move. That's why I just stood around and watched. Like, yeah, you just take whatever you want. I told him, he walked in, I opened the door, and he says, he's like, is anything off limit? I'm like, no, like the only thing that's off limits are the tables and chairs. Like everything else is, you can take those plaques, those Packers plaques, those whatever, take them, whatever you want. Fill the van as much as you can fill it up. So Uncle Rich in the house. Good morning. No NTP, so I guess I can stop lurking. There you go. Ooh, Rich in the shadows lurking. Goon Collector says HOA sucks. Yeah. Rich says bought a blaster of Topps basketball yesterday. The design, yeah, like baseball. But the backs were so readable, it was fine. And hi there. Good morning to you and yours, especially that young cute pup named Ernie. He slept through the night 3 nights in a row. He did not wake up to go potty. That was nice. Max says, I moved 300,000 to 400,000 a month, LOL, and it's storage for stuff I don't want sitting in the house. Yeah, see, I'm not moving that much. Like, I'm moving 3,000 to 4,000 a month, and out of a storage unit, 3,000 to 4,000 junk wax cards, not paying that storage bill. So, it's not worth it for me. Jordan says, how Max? So I'm glad to just be done. I've got plenty of storage in my, like right now, I've got shelving units in my basement that I haven't opened a box since they were put on the shelf 3 years ago, 2 years ago. In fact, they might not have been opened even then. It might have been 5 years ago, the last time. Probably the last time some of those boxes were open was during COVID. And so that's dead inventory. So, but there might, hey, you never know. There might be some decent stuff in there. Red Light says, MD Sports, where are you located? Max says, what do you mean how? That's the secret for you to figure out. There you go. Rock Latex says Topps basketball $275 for hobby, 12 boxes in a case. Jumbo 525, 8 boxes in a case. Okay. Well, that math doesn't add up then. Right? What's 275 divided by 12 is not 3,000. I haven't had my coffee yet, but I don't think 275 times 12. Well, that is 3,300. See, I haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, yeah. Duh. 275 times 10 would be 2,750. Yeah, I see. This is holy shit. So this is what happens over the years when things just increase. It's like, well, 275 a hobby box, like that doesn't seem like a lot anymore. Where it used to be like Topps should be $100 product, like Topps should be $100, $120 for a hobby box. I think that's what was baseball hobby boxes, 120. So there's probably a ton more value in blaster. If a hobby box, let's look at the SKUs on this. Let's look at the SKUs on Topps, because a blaster box is $25. 59 cards. All right. So that's what, 50 cents? Around 50 cents a card. 25 divided by 59. 42 cents a card. All right. Let's see what's the hanger box. Hanger box. Oh, that's the hanger box. Is this a hanger? That's a hanger box. So hanger is 42 cents a card. Oh shit, no, I did the math wrong. Man, see, this is why I wasn't, this is why I was worried about where's Topps. All right. So this was $13 divided by 59. 22 cents a card. All right. That's cheap. Hanger. All right. So what was a blaster? Where the hell did my blaster boxes go? Oh, I put them down here. All right, so a blaster box was 25 divided by 84. Oh, 30 cents. So hanger right now is your best bang for your buck. Let's see. Oh, wow. I don't think there's any, which is crazy. Like, they should just print the shit out of this. They don't have any hobby boxes on the Topps website. All right. Blaster, Jumbo. All right, here's a hobby box. I just want to see. Wow, Bleecker Trading has them for 200. DA Card World has them for 275. All right, so in a hobby box, you get one autograph or relic, so it's like baseball, one numbered parallel, and one promo pack on average. Those odds kind of suck. So the jumbo, I assume, is, all right, here we go. So 20 packs per box, 12 cards per pack, plus one promo pack. So 240. So that's almost $1 a card. Over $1 a card. $1.14. And you're not even guaranteed an auto. Holy shit. Maybe I won't buy a hobby box. All right, what's the jumbo? Jumbo's at 525. Bleecker still has them really cheap. What's up with that? 400 cards. Holy shit. Plus 2 promo packs. So Jumbo's $1.43, $1.44. But you do get 2 of those promo packs. And you're probably guaranteed an auto. All right, so each jumbo box contains 4 numbered parallels, 1 autograph, 1 relic, and 2 promo packs. So I wonder what the better buy is. I would think based on the $1.44 versus $1.14 per card, but the extras you get in the jumbo with the guaranteed auto, I would expect the jumbo. But the autograph checklist probably sucks. Like, I mean, unless you're hitting a Cooper Flag or a VJ Edgecombe or, where's the checklist? I want to see what the autograph checklist is. Where's the top site? They've got to have a checklist. And they printed the shit out of it. So you know that it's... Oh, cool. So they are numbered by team. So the first 7 cards are all Celtics. Then it's Nets, Knicks, 76ers, Raptors, Bulls. That's cool. I like when sets do that. So when they're in numerical order, they're by team. And then the rookies obviously are not part of, they're at the end. And then they've got legends. Where's the autographs? There's so many parallels. Like, I mean, the odds, I'm not going to buy a hobby or jumbo box because the odds just crazy. I'll throw $200, at the blasters and hangers, but $250, $300 for a hobby, almost $600 for a jumbo. Like, I'm not going to, that's just crazy. Oh my God, all these parallels. Insane. I still haven't found how many pages is this freaking checklist? All right, I'm just going to type in auto. All right, so they got rookie photo shoot autographs. Obviously, the rookies. They got 80, 81 Topps basketball rookie autographs. Flagship Real One autographs. Those are rookie autographs. 80, 81 basketball triple autographs. Rookie photo shoot dual autograph. Retail Rush signatures. So yeah, my luck, I'm pulling Harrison Ingram or Daniel Gafford. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a hobby box or a jumbo box. All right. Jordan says, so storage is empty. It is not empty. It is not empty. I still have, that sun beaten down. Look at that. Oh, look at that. This is like art. Crazy. Look at the sun. So no, it is not, storage is not empty. There's still probably 500,000 cards, maybe not quite 500,000, maybe 300,000. And then I've got a bunch in my basement that I'm going to take over and hopefully do another deal. Max says, red light, I'm in Wisconsin. Red light's in Indiana. Jordan says, $275 for 109 starting box. Chat, we just saw the light start to go on. They started at 109. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. The better by now, the hangers sound like it. Not buying cases. 65 pages, that checklist. Holy cow. So yeah, if you're like building a set, hanger boxes are the way to go. Or blasters. Alan says hobby boxes are still available on eBay for $190. So no wonder Bleecker has them for so cheap. I didn't realize that. I think they're $200 on Bleecker, which is the cheapest that I saw just in a quick Google search. All right. So that's what I had for today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We got to get Ernie off to school. And then Madison Card Show tomorrow. Come out and see us at the Alliant Energy Center. Show hours are 9 to 5. Parking is $8. That's charged to the venue. $5 admission. We've got a Pokemon room. We've got a sports room. We've got premium space in the middle. Concessions are on site. So hope to see you at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Like and subscribe. My next eBay Live will be Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central. I should have some more stuff. I've got plenty of new inventory, but I'll be picking up even more tomorrow at the card show. So we'll do the review of the show on Sunday morning, and then we'll go live Sunday night on eBay. So hope to see you then. Have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I see you tomorrow at the Madison Card Show.